So Amazon's Alexa could turn your dead loved one's voices into an assistant. Yes, I said that. Amazon is developing technology that will allow its Alexa digital assistant to mimic the voice of anyone it hears from less than a minute of provided audio. Many people are saying this is creepy and could create problems such as deep fake scams. Other people are saying it's it's amazing and you'd love to not have that annoying robotic voice, but have somebody that you know. I know Apple are doing a very similar thing with the new iOS to this, where you can record yourself speaking. It will then create a voice AI clone, and then if like I text you here, and you had my number saved, it would then read it out in my voice, for example, which is like probably a better way of doing it than like the Alexa model. But what's your take on Amazon doing this? It's actually not like a super new story. They have been talking about doing this for a while, but only recently has it started to like become like, when's this going to drop? When's it happening? Is it going to be something that pretty soon you're going to wake up and your Alexa is going to start speaking in different accents and that sort of thing? This clip was sent to me on Instagram, so if you want to send clips on there, you can DM me. The handle will be on the screen. But what are your thoughts, chaps, on Alexa creepy AI voice features? Rob, what comes to mind?
This actually scared me a little bit, this article. Buried in there was the comment that they're talking about doing voice substitution, so taking a small sample of the voice and then from that creating, well, whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
And knowing how Amazon operates with their software, this tells me that they've commoditized this. So straight up, if they've gotten to this point of being able to offer this through Alexa, then it's, next AWS conference, they'll announce this as something you just turn on in AWS, and then 2 minutes after that, every startup on the planet's offering a way to, have Joe Biden read you bedtime stories. So
you definitely fall asleep pretty quick, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I think that this genie's well and truly out of the bottle now.
Yeah, I think there's no going back on the AI side, is there? It's just impossible to reverse it, and this is like the next application of it, really, with audio, video, and we're moving away from DALL-E and Midjourney pictures to now actually like fully fledged stuff that we can watch and listen. What's your take, Mihir?
So I think both Apple is doing something similar with iOS 17 as well, and there's Alexa, and I think the key difference between them is Apple is doing it on device, where your voice signature never leaves your device.
Okay.
And maybe reading out the text, etc., would involve some sort of a consent mechanism between the two parties. And with Alexa, I think it's just going to the cloud where it's being processed overall. So there's definitely privacy concerns over there. And as Rob just said, that for Amazon, commoditizing it as an AWS service would definitely be the money maker in this scenario.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like overall in this AI space, what we are now at this moment is that we have a ton of different capabilities which we have built up as individual things. We haven't figured out how we are going to solve problems with it. Like, we are on the way, but it's like, hey, now we can recreate your voice. Hey, now we can do text to speech. We can do speech to text perfectly. Now we can do text to image, image to text, etc.
Yeah.
Perfectly. And I think I don't see it yet, but once there will be few products or few problems which will be solved once people figure out how to bring all of this together, like this capability as well, where what you mentioned, like reading your messages in your voice is one really nice application of it. Yeah. But yeah, it would be quite interesting to see how all of these capabilities get leveraged to solve real life problems in the
absolutely.
future.
I think like 3 to 5 years, probably even sooner than that, there'll be companies at the same size as Meta and Google, which don't exist at the moment, which are going to be created and going to be solving these problems that you talked about. And it's good because we now know what the problems are. Like with GPT, we've gone like, hey, here's what it can do in at a basic level. Take one of those applications, really, really build it and flesh it out, turn it into an app, and then boom, you've got something that could be worth billions. So and this is an example of that, right? I think I'd probably like to use the Alexa more for like hey, make it Morgan Freeman, or make it, you know, like something like nice, relaxing voice that you want to hear like all the time. I don't know like about how having it like another human. I think that's just going like a little bit too weird for me. I don't mind the Apple version, because if like they're sending you a text and it's reading it out, that's like a little bit better than like your Alexa just suddenly turning into your great grandma or something. You know.
I think it's funny you mentioned that you want the Alexa voice to turn into Morgan Freeman, because currently one of the biggest stories is that there's a writers and actors strike going on.
Yeah.
And it's around the very similar issue about recreation or impersonation of the actors by AI itself, where they don't get any royalty or any money from it.
Yeah.
And with actors, it's like only the top 0.1% make some money, and the rest of them are again on pennies. And similarly with writers as well.
Yep.
Where they are worried about the AI recreating their work. And I guess that's one of the applications where they still have to figure out the copyright quite well on how the writers or the actors will get rewarded for their contribution to what you're using at the moment.
I think they're in trouble, to be honest. I think when you can create a script using GPT and it's better quality than a human, perhaps not right now, but it will be after it gets enough data and keeps learning, then I think, you know, that's going to cause a real problem for writers that are on strike. Maybe not being on strike is like the safe thing for them to do right now. It's just giving GPT more time to show people what it can do. But I completely get where they're coming from, obviously. I think The Rock just made like a huge donation to the strike to keep it going as well, so to fund the families and stuff. So yeah. Well, what about from your take, Rob? Do you see this becoming a thing that people use? Like a couple of years from now, do you think everybody will have a personal Alexa voice? What would your prediction be?
Yeah, look, I think it's going to happen. If we look at a lot of AI, I've got a mate who always says AI is just the things we don't know how to do yet. A lot of AI technologies that we thought were impossible even a decade ago are now just absorbed into our technologies around us. Even dumb things like having Zoom blur your background and recognise your face. This was considered a hard problem 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. So this stuff disappears into our consumer electronics, disappears into our consumer products to the point where people forget that it's there. So I think it's going to be normalised that your watch is going to wake you up with, Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Waking you up in the morning.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Yeah. But I think it'll also open up some quite scary things going on with fakes. Yeah. The thing that concerns me really is the commoditisation of it. Yeah. At the moment, you can do deep fake voices. Anyone with enough technical nous can do it, and they can do it quite convincingly. I think we're only 1 or 2 years away before anyone can do it with, spending cents to build a fake of the PM saying something absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, I've talked about it before on the show with Biden. I mean, nuclear war would be somebody hacking his social media and posting a deep fake video saying he's going to drop a nuke or something, and then that wouldn't take long before people would people spend more time trying to figure out if it's fake, or would they just react quickly and launch like a counter strike or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that we've got as humans, we're susceptible to this stuff. We are very easily convinced of things. And I don't think we've got anything which allows us to, as a community or as a society or as a culture, or even as a species, to be able to filter this out. Yeah. We need training, and that's not going to happen. It's going to be on us before we have any idea of how to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, what about your prediction here? Are we going to see fake voices in every living room and bedroom of the world in the next couple of years, or do you think it will flop?
I mean, if you go to TikTok or YouTube Shorts or something like that at the moment, there are a lot of fakes about Biden, Obama, and Trump having a conversation about random stuff with each other. Yeah. And commodity, like making it a commodity, makes it like, I think you would see some version of it in the future in people's homes, where a regular person with no technical capability would also be able to recreate a voice. Yeah. But I think there would be a slight lag, and there would be tech which would catch on, which can detect what's the true source of this. Like, was this created? Is this fake, or is this a real person speaking? Yeah. And actually, I'm not too sure about that because we are still pretty bad at, like, captures don't work and etc. So we are still pretty bad at some basic things like determining whether this person is a real user or a bot.
I mean, it's a great idea, but like when you put it into into principle, it's like it's a bit like community notes with Twitter, like trying to check the validity of something. Perhaps that's a better way. But like when you if you had a fake video, like the software that runs to detect if that's fake, can you trust that software, or is it, or could a person overwrite that and just put whatever they want as the yes or no? Will those tools be built into social media platforms, or will it be like an external Chrome plugin that you've got to download? I don't know.
I mean, those are difficult challenges. Like even fake news is quite difficult at the moment, and we have struggled to solve that itself. And this seems at another level of complexity. Yeah, I'm not sure.